millions of people use guided visual meditation every day to envision their future and their goals and what steps are needed. So why am I here talking to you about the power of our mind? I'll give you a little background story about me, and I'll make it quick. It all started when I was 7 years old. I'd lost my aunt to suicide. It was tough. My cousins came to live with us, and there was 9 of us in a 2-bedroom house. That was my first sign to mental health. It was tough, it was love, and it was struggle, but my mum made it all work. So, as I grew up, I knew that I wanted to help her out. I wanted independence, and I wanted to strive for a lifestyle that, independence, living with 9 people. So I went out into the world, I studied, and I ended up at a bank. And while I was at this bank, I didn't feel that I was living to my full potential. So I looked online and I started trading. I had a great mentor, and he and me invested in loads of companies, and I made substantial amount of money I've never seen before. The luxury, the lifestyle, the freedom. And with this freedom, I decided to travel. I took my laptop, I went around the world, and one thing I really noticed is the people with nothing appreciated everything. And then I came back to the UK, and people with everything appreciated nothing. So it made me question what really matters. But I still chased my goals and my dreams. It was my income at the end of the day. Until one day, it all crashed. I completely burnt out. I'd lost everything, and I'd hit rock bottom. I'd locked myself away for 6 months. Some call it depression. But I knew I had to get out of this. And it all began with self-awareness. I had to ask myself, was I being kind or was I being cruel? And the truth is, I wasn't being kind to my mind. So I looked outside myself. I seen Tony Robbins inspiring people. I listened to Sadhguru's way of thinking, and I read self-help books. You see, us humans are like batteries. When we are full, we are charged up. And we have the motivation and the energy to go out and reach our goals. But when our battery is empty, we don't have the energy, we don't have the belief or the momentum. So this book I picked up called Ikigai, How to Live a Long, Happy Life. Ikigai translated means purpose. And as I read these books, it allowed me to feel better. It gave me some tools and some insight how to take a step forward. And so I went to the gym, I started to train, and then I found a coach. And he made me do some crazy things. And he told me, just show up, don't worry about paying me. So I showed up because I didn't want to let him down. And then I kept going, and I showed up because I didn't want to let myself down. I felt great. I had all this new energy, and my battery was charged up. So with all this new inspiration and motivation, I decided to become a personal trainer. And as a personal trainer, I learned about foods that energize us, movement that makes us fitter. I learned about evening practices that ground us and allow us to rest. And I didn't just learn these, I embodied them every single day. And I got out of that low place. And I decided to build a business to help others do the same. I didn't want anyone to go through what I went through and feel alone. While on my personal training journey, I decided I wanted to challenge myself, but not for success, not for money, just for my own skills. So I came up with these 3 things that you can all do, and I advise you to. Learn a new sport. It doesn't have to be extreme, you're not an athlete, but just pick up something that gives you a challenge. Learn a new instrument. Learn a new language. You see, movement heals the body. Music soothes the soul. And language opens our eyes to seeing the world in a completely different way. You see, it's not skills for the ego. It's skills for the soul's growth. And it allows you to create new neural pathways in your brain. It's neuroplasticity. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're not going to wake up every day feeling charged up with our batteries full. Some days we're going to feel like crap. And that's okay. We're human. But there are things that can get in our way and block us and hold us back from reaching our true potential. So I want to give you a little awareness of them. Negative self-talk, overworking, unhealthy lifestyle, insecurities. Working with women, training them, I realized, just for an example, one of them, the beauty industry capitalizes billions on your insecurities every single day. And they're subtle. But if you don't feel that you are worthy, it can limit your belief, change how you feel. So it's facing these blocks with power. It's getting out of bed when depression says stay down. And I got out of bed, but the big goal was not getting back into bed. It's knowing your worth when the world says you're not enough. It's also meeting self-doubt with self-belief, fear with courage, and faith in moving one step forward. So I want to give you some tools, and they're absolutely free. They're not going to cost you a penny. I've mentioned it before. Movement. It doesn't have to be a sport. Dance, walk, swim. It ignites your energy and it fuels your fire. Read, journal. This allows you to focus and reflect. And one of my favorites, nature. Because nature is healing. There's a theory in Japan called Shinrin-yoku, also known as forest bathing. They tell their employees to go out in the forest because it can calm your nervous system. It can even improve your immune system. It's been so effective in Japan that they've made it a national health program. And with the advances of Japan sectors, we can see that they've really figured out self-care with work. So I'm going to leave you with one task. I want you to think of one word that motivates you on the days that you feel unmotivated. I've got 2 words. Gratitude. It reminds me of my blessings when I feel like I'm lacking abundance. And my second one, Zen. It brings calm to my chaos. And it allows me to remember that peace is my priority because I function better with a clear mind. So what's your word? Think of it, and I hope that it can help you on your journey. And just like the meditation, this is your story. You are the main character. It all begins with a breath, a choice, and an action. Thank you very much.